New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show, here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time to talk about some Knicks news, Knicks rumors from Fred Katz of The Athletic. I don't want to waste your time. I'm going to get right into it. But before I get into it, please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to support the KOT show, and please help share our content to help us grow bigger and better. All right, and I love the comments too. I will definitely respond to these comments. All right, and also shout out to Fubo TV. If you want to watch the Knicks for free for 7 days, go to FuboTV.com/KOT. That is FuboTV.com/KOT to watch Knicks on MSG for free. And if you decide to actually buy the channel, you help us out. You get a cut of that. And it's not just Knicks, you get some other sports as well, like football and other cable channels as well. And there is no contract, and you can record stuff on there as well. So shout out to Fubo TV. Now let's get into it. All right. As you see here from the title, the Knicks trade scenario. What I'm hearing about Immanuel Quickley, Cam Reddish, and Evan Fournier, these guys have been in trade talks as of recently, and the name not mentioned there is also Derrick Rose. Okay, so let's get to it. League sources say the Knicks have been active on trade calls leading up to December 15th, the date when most players who signed new contracts this past summer become eligible for trades. A mid-December deal is rare, but history says to keep an eye on the Knicks, who are known for getting their work done early. So December, I would be on the P's and Q's. It seems like we have a pattern of getting trades done a month before the deadline has even passed. So definitely keep an eye on that. So here's something that also I noticed. The Knicks have not shown any interest in attaching draft picks to Fournier just to move him, league sources said. Still, that doesn't mean a Fournier trade is impossible. They have expressed to other teams that they would consider dealing him for a less desirable contract if it meant bringing back an asset. And this is the more of the route I think I'll be more comfortable with. We are going to be cap strapped. We're not going to be operating as an under the cap team, so it doesn't really make sense shedding salary cap and things of that nature. At this point, it's more useful for us to keep salary and use that salary to put into a trade as a trade filler. So to get an extra asset here, like a first round pick, I will want to go this route and taking back a little bit longer salary and attaching a first round pick rather than moving on from Cam or Immanuel Quickley or some point. I think that's the best way to get more assets in my eyes. I'm against moving quick specifically. I want to keep Cam in Quickley for sure, but specifically I'm against moving quickly just for a pick. Now, there is an instance, I feel like there's some risk, right? I understand you move, you get the pick, and you can use that pick combined with our other picks to get like a big name free agent here. I do understand that line of thinking, but to me, unless there's a free agent signing already in the works, I don't want to just hoard that pick. I rather just have it in a bigger package. That's always been my feeling on that. Now, if we get the pick and we end up losing quickly and it works out, will we get the top 15, top 10 type of talent or some young talent who turns into that, then so be it. Then it'll be a good move. But while it's happening, I would have some trepidation about that because I feel like to me, Quickly and Grimes, out of the guys who are the young guys who are still in that rookie deal, I feel like those guys have the biggest chance to be overall players on the offensive end and defensive end, and do multiple things. I think I have some faith in Cam doing that as well, but I think I'm partial to guys who have a reputation of having work ethic. And for me, I feel like IQ has that combination of work ethic, plus he seems to soak up the game, student of the game, and a little bit of irrational confidence, where I think eventually he's going to put it all together. That's just my feeling. Right now, he's the best on all stats on the team, the best net rating on the team. And although he started out shooting erratically, passing, he should shooting, he can pass, I feel like he's calmed down a lot and has actually started to put running the team first while keeping up and being arguably our best wing defender on the team. I think Grimes is starting to challenge that notion right now as he's coming to the fold, guarding the league's best players night to night. But before that, I think Immanuel Quickley was our best wing defender, and it even showed in the numbers. I think Macri was posting some numbers how he had the highest net rating even with his shooting struggles. And I think he's really benefited from watching Jalen Brunson here and pretty much copy pasting his game, like I like to say. It's interesting because his 3-point shot has disappeared. He shot 37% from three, or 39% from three, his rookie season, but the following season, this season, he hasn't shot that well from three, but the short mid has come along for him, and he's shooting in this 75th percentile in the short mid, 71st percentile in the long mid, and he's starting to change his shot chart, because that's his shooting accuracy chart. I'm sorry. If you go into the shooting frequency chart, he's getting into that paint a lot more, 99th percentile getting into the paint. So he's really changed his shot diet. If you look at his 3-point shot diet, it's plummeted dramatically. Now we still kind of want him to take some threes because that's where the teams are struggling, but I do appreciate him changing his shot chart, and I think it's going to help his percentages moving forward. He's over 50% from shooting two. He's shooting over 50% from two from the first time in his career. So I think, the work he's putting in is really coming to fruition. Now let's talk about Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is something else also want to highlight here, because they also they mention Cam Reddish here. But hold on, before I even get into that, it says the Knicks have discussed with other teams various types of Quickly related deals. In discussion where 23-year-old is a standalone piece going out, which is like, it's making me sick. A standalone trade for Immanuel Quickley is where New York Knicks has targeted a future first-round pick. League sources says the team is overflowing with guys who could justify playing time. Moving on from one of their guards could free up space. Like, I don't understand why you move away from Quickley at this point. Like, I don't know, man. I get you can only pick one. You have to trade some of these big contracts, but man, there's other bigger contracts who I prefer to move at this point. I don't think that's the right move. I really just don't. But on the flip side, Cam Reddish's value right now is low. Cam Reddish's value right now is pretty low, and from reading this article, it mentions that it mentions that the GMs aren't really that interested in Cam Reddish at this point. Now the Knicks traded a first round pick and Kevin Knox for him, but it's been noted that he is out of rotation, and that does not help his cause of having any value. Another reason why it's just a horrible idea for Tom Thibodeau to take Cam Reddish out of rotation just completely. It just makes no sense to me at this point. And I get that, you know what, he's been struggling a little bit from the defense's end as of late. And I kind of shoot him some bail. He started out starting. He was starting at one point. Got into a little bit of a groove with the starters. Then gets relegated to coming off the bench. He has to find his groove coming off the bench as well. I don't think he has to find out where he gets his shots from, where he can instinctively rotate. So I do feel like Tom is jumping the gun a little bit. There was a portion of the season where he was our best defender at nights and hitting clutch shots from three and finishing at the rim. I think about that Grizzlies game. I think about the Celtics game where he was the only one who really deterred the Celtics big two on defense. I don't think we should just have him not playing at all. And for me, you know, I'm a Grimes guy. I prefer Grimes defense over Cam Reddish, but to have Cam Reddish not play at all is a huge mistake. Huge mistake by Tom Thibodeau. I understand the need for a 9-man rotation, but we can't do, this is not the time for that. I think Cam deserves to play, even though he has a rough stretch. Looking at his defensive rating numbers and his net rating as well, he was top 3 at one point, but he's kind of plummeted, and his defensive rating shows that he's plummeted as well. I think he has like the 3rd or 4th worst defensive rating on the team at this point, which wasn't that at some point. So like the numbers are kind of matching the eye test that he's been struggling, but I still feel like there's something there that we can get out of him. But I will say if Quickley does end up moving, which I hope he doesn't, Cam probably would be a beneficiary. And from his performances this year and from the talks that seem to be happening, if he chooses to stay here, if we do resign him, I don't know if his number would be that big because the performances, I don't think the performances matches the number that he was projected to get last season by Ian Begley. And the number they were talking about was like 15,000 to 20,000. I'm not sure if the performances he's given this year kind of deserves that type of money. So we'll see what's going to happen with Cam Reddish moving forward. I hope that he actually gets some playing time and we can somehow, some way. But to me, that will only happen if we move back into a 10-man rotation. Other news highlighted here. They talked about Cam Reddish's trade value. Another guy who's been mentioned before is Derrick Rose. It's been mentioned that Derrick Rose's trade value is even lower. It's because teams are wary that he is 34 years old. He's starting to be on the decline. His production has slipped a little bit, and teams are wary of that. So Derrick Rose's value is definitely, I know Lee been talking about getting like a low first for him. I don't really see that in the cards for Derrick Rose. For if we do move Rose off these books, it's going to be for like a 2nd round pick or a couple of 2nd round picks or something. I do not foresee at first. Hopefully, if we do move Rose, I'm hoping he goes to a contending team where he can have a chance to win, and not some albatross team who just wants him as a backup guard. So maybe Dallas. It's been rumored that Dallas wants Derrick Rose. So yeah, this is our Knicks news, man. They're trying to trade quick. I from reading the tea leaves, it makes me sick to my stomach. Totally sick to my stomach. But it looks like Immanuel Quickley might be the odd man out. By looking at the interest, what the Knicks are looking for, the Knicks are looking for a 1st round pick. It looks like Immanuel Quickley to me is most likely to go, which makes me sick. I mean, more minutes for Miles McBride. It'll be interesting to see what he can do if given some keys on the reign of the 2nd unit. But I think that's going to come back to bite us in the ass. I'm not even gonna hold you. I think that's gonna come back to back. I think he's gonna put it together at some point. I don't want to move quick unless it's in the package for a star player. That's straight up. And Cam Reddish, I hope we're able to kind of move him because it looks like he's in no man's land. But it sucks that now it seemed like his value was on the rise a few weeks ago and now it's plummeted once again. We need to get Cam more minutes. I think he can be effective for this team and other team in the future. I still think with the right coach and the right system and playing time, he can put it together. All right. That is our show. Just giving you some quick Knicks news from Fred Katz from the Atlantic. Definitely check us out. We will be available. We'll be talking Knicks versus Atlanta Hawks tonight. After the game, we're doing a live post game with my guy. So definitely check that out. That is our show. I'm out of here. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks trade streets. That's the show. I'm out. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.